Hi everyone and welcome to Season 13, Episode 3 of From Hope to Glory at Truro City with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So, the early season form was really poor and I was really worried about how we would actually get on this season. For the last few matches though, results have picked up a little bit. We're doing a little bit better, still a bit inconsistent. And today we play Watford. We've already beaten them this season in the League Cup. Can we now do it in the Premier League? Let's find out. So here we are for some more fun with Truro City, and things have actually improved a little bit. So if we go straight into the league table, you can see me there, 15th position now after having played 14 matches. It was a really bad start. I was really so worried that we would absolutely just get pasted all season long and we would end up getting relegated. Now, the situation we're in still says we could quite easily get relegated or at least put into that relegation battle unless we can win a few matches. But the next 4 games, potentially, I think are all very winnable, including today's match against 17th position, Watford. So, Miles, if you're watching out there, apologies for what I want to try and do to your beloved Watford, but let's see how we get on. So if we go and have a look into the schedule itself, you'll see that these are the fixtures that we've played since the last time you and I were together, and it makes much better reading. If we go back on ourselves, too many red circles before that, and it was a real problem. But now we're beginning to move in the right direction. West Ham we got a draw against. Bournemouth we beat 3-2. Chelsea we got thumped by 3-0. But those games are still what kind of the ones that we expect to get beaten in. Villa we beat them 2-0. Arsenal we got a good 2-2 draw, which led to a 3-0 win against Everton and then a 0-0 draw against Man City. All of a sudden, it feels like we are much harder to beat, which is fantastic. In these games and before these games, we've been all the way around the houses in terms of tactical setups and formations, trying to find the winning mentality. Who knew if we went back to the one that was originally working for us, maybe it would work again, and eventually it did. So today, Watford, we'll see what happens, but this run of form, as I say, the next 4 matches after that, Newcastle, Brighton, Leeds, Southampton, all before the end of the calendar year. I think these 5 matches in a row, if we could possibly get, what would I want to get out of that? Maybe 10 points out of it, 3 wins and a draw, maybe something like that. I think that would help us tremendously, and I think it's doable. So without further ado now, let's get into today's match against Watford. So back in the tactical page, what you'll see again, as I say, we went back to my weird asymmetric formation that I really quite like to play, and it's beginning to work again for us. We've changed up some of the description in terms of how we actually play it, but not too much. We're still fairly similar in the custom vertical tiki-taka on positive mentality now. Time to take the game to oppositions as much as we can. For today's match, I have rotated the 11 a bit. Not all of it, but a bit, because they've been playing all of those really tricky matches over the last couple of weeks. And it's time to start rotating in these next 5 matches just to get everybody a little bit fresher and able to participate, really. The one injury that we've got is White down the right-hand side of our midfield. He's out, and he's going to be out for the next 11 days at the most. But he's been out for a little while this season already, unfortunately. So that's disappointing. The other change that I've made is an interesting one. I don't know if you'll remember back to last episode, but we brought this guy in, INL, and he's a young 18-year-old left fullback. I felt that we made a couple of changes in the summer. Barry left the club. Instead of getting another central midfield player, which I didn't really feel we needed, I went and found the best youngster that I could find that wanted to come and join the club, and it was this guy. And having watched a few games a few matches ago, I decided that neither of my left fullbacks this season were really performing particularly well. If we're going to have a look at them, Fenn on a 6.7 average rating and Benamor on a 6.67 average rating. So I thought, well, if they're not actually going to impact my game particularly positively, why don't I just chuck the youngster in? And the youngster, as we've seen, as we go into his setup, has now played 2 matches for us on a 6.7 average rating, which isn't fantastic. Of course it's not. But it's no different than the other 2. And we might as well start playing this guy now at the age of 18 and building him up and seeing if we can get a player out of him, because we've been winning a few matches and drawing a few matches in the time that he's played. So that's the other change that we've made. Whether it's long-term, whether I keep him in there all the way through, I don't know. We'll certainly continue to rotate the squad. But it's just an interesting thing, really, that if either Fenn or Benamor had decided they were going to play well this season, this would not be happening. And they're not. So it is. And you can see where we're building our success from in the last few matches. Wendell in goal, the central defensive partnership of Claridge and Colombini, and then the striker up top, Cinerelli, all in 7 plus average ratings where nobody else is. And that's where we're getting our success from so far this season. Cinerelli has now got a few goals. This is the wrong page to go to. Let's actually click in and have a look. He's got 8 in 10. So he's beginning to score goals now, which is fantastic. Really gives us a cutting edge up front. So all in all, it's looking better. We're back in the style that they all are accustomed to pretty much. We're working on knocking off a few of those rough edges. And for today's match against Watford in the Premier League, we have Wendell in goal, Swan at right back, Ionel at left back, Claridge and Colombini in central defence, Sambol, Goodwin and Thompson in central midfield, Bondor on the right, Dudita on the left, and Signorelli up top, and a bench of Joan, Fenn, Marks, Morrison, Wright Phillips, Izvikov, and Abu Bakar. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So I'm going to try and capitalise on the upturn in morale in the squad, really. So I've gone outstretched arms, very positive, saying if you relax, play your game, the result will come. Just go do that. Just go keep playing the way you have. We've got 2 really good draws, one against Arsenal, one against Man City recently, and a win in the middle of them as well. So the morale has improved, the momentum is behind us. Can we actually do this today, though, and get a properly good performance out of our side? Oh, I thought after 19 seconds, we were going to come a cropper and Watford were going to take the lead and completely squash everything that I was saying. But it didn't quite happen. Eventually, Wendell, the goalkeeper, figured it all out. And he is a really, really good goalkeeper. I think some of the big teams might start sniffing around him eventually, because he's playing fantastically well for me this season and is an absolute man-mountain of a goalkeeper. So we'll keep an eye on that as the season progresses. But so far, 20 minutes in, it's very even in terms of possession, but also chances created are similar for both sides. And we now get our own highlight. Goodwin on the ball, Thompson onto Bondor, and then they get the ball cleared, but they only boot it into our defensive area, and we get to pick up the loose ball ourselves. But the highlight goes. If that's the highlight that's worthy of something in this first half, we could be in for a long game here. We've now had 5 shots on target, 2 for Watford, but neither team have put a shot on target. Sorry, when I said we had 5 shots at goal, not on target, should I say. This is not quite good enough, is it, really? Injury for Watford, so they've had to make a change at 41 minutes. And the game is petering out towards half-time. We've both, at the end of the first half, had 1 shot on target each. Good quality entertainment, this one. What can you do? What we can do is we can go in and read them the riot act and properly get them moving. Thrash the arms about, far from pleased with what I've seen. We're at home. We need to be winning these points. So we're going to go out and try it. Second half, we go straight into the shouts and we fire them up and we see if we can get properly going early in the second half. Now, the positive is that Watford haven't really done too much against us to make us worry too much about them. They're playing a 3-4-3 formation. Sometimes that sets us back a little bit. We might have to go to the 4-4-2 and play 2 up top and see if we can get any joy from that in the last few minutes of the match, maybe. But they've only had 1 shot on goal, on target all match. They had a chance there with a corner kick, but we managed to just about get it partially cleared. They're working the ball through again, though. So, where I was saying that they haven't really done much to worry me so far? They might have now. For goodness sake. We go 1-0 down at 63 minutes on the clock, and it was a well-worked move by them, but defensively we were a little bit flat-footed and not really able to do too much to stay with them. 66 minutes on the clock. We've dominated the chances created, but not on target. Again, we need to be much, much more lethal in front of goal, and we're not being. So we're going to do what I said. We're going to change it up. We're going to go to the 4-4-2. Of course, the recent run of form dies as soon as I come on an episode. Why wouldn't it? It's ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Right, we'll move Bondor up. So we're going into a 4-4-2. We are going to take Dudita out because he's injured. We're going to take Thompson out and put Abu Bakar up top alongside Signorelli. So we will move him out. We'll put Abu Bakar in the advanced forward. We'll make Signorelli a poacher and see if that helps us get any goals. We're going to change the style of play to wing play. We're going to see if we can get Bondor, Izvikov, and these two fullbacks potentially doing something in terms of getting the crosses in. We'll look through the rest of the side. We can see that Goodwin not having the best of days, and he's frustrated in midfield. And Signorelli is lucky to stay on because we need that double attack in the striking position because he's having a really poor day. So it is going to be Goodwin that we take out, and we'll put Marks in instead. That's who normally rotates in that role anyway. So this is now what we're going to play, and we're going to change it up in the mentality stakes. I think we might even go very attacking. Don't tell anybody, will you? I think we will. I think we're going to go all out for this because we've got nothing to lose now. If we get beaten by another goal, it's not really as important as if we can find a way to get back in. So into the shouts we go. Demand more from them. Let's see what happens. A chance for Bondor immediately to get on the ball, and he loses out. He's not strong enough on the ball, and Watford, seemingly just at the moment, want it a little bit more than we do in terms of their aggression, in terms of their dominance on the ball. We get it cleared though. Marks, one of the substitutes, runs forward through the centre of midfield. Rise a challenge, gets in the box, and then the goalkeeper has to scramble the ball away for a corner kick. Really good run by Marks and a really good shot at the end. Izvikov with the corner kick goes in, but we lose possession and they counter really quickly. We have to find a way to get people back, and we do. Swan stops them in their tracks a little bit. 20 minutes to go. It's a free kick by Watford and they hit the woodwork. Oh, this is not going the way I wanted it to, of course. But this is football all over. Can we figure them out? 15 minutes to go. I think we're going to make another tactical change in a second if nothing else works here. Here we go with a chance. INL with a free kick and the throw in, and he gives it away. And then they come back at us. That's poor. Unfortunately, the youngster letting us down a little bit on that occasion. And they've again got in the box. But again, we win. We don't win it back because we gave it straight back to them. And then we win it back. Does nobody want this ball? I want us to have this ball. And there is a free kick given. And they could be in trouble here. They've had a player sent off. 10 minutes to go. Can we make that count for us? Florea gets sent off for Watford. We've got 10 minutes. Now 6 minutes on the clock with them on the ball to do something with this. Bondor, counter-attack opportunity. Abu Bakar takes over. Rise the challenge, gets in the box, fires a goal and puts it in the back of the net. And that is really vital for us. Really good goal in the end from Abu Bakar. The substitute coming on late in this second half to help us out. But Bondor grabs the ball, charges over the halfway line, palms it off to Abu Bakar. Rise a challenge brilliantly. Still has a lot to do at that point, but puts a really good effort in, and we do go 1-1, and we're not letting up at all. We're going to go in and fire them up again for the last few minutes of this match. Can we find one more chance to take all 3 points? 4 minutes of injury time to play. Come on, don't let it just peter out. Let's have a go. Here we go. INL with a throw-in. Signorelli, whatever his name is, I can't even remember now. He loses the ball. Fantastic. Marks wins the ball central midfield. Again, we're really scrappy in that midfield area. Not wanting to keep it, though, because he loses it again. Come on, boys. Pass the ball properly. Get the ball out from your feet and find one of our teammates would be a really, really good thing for you to do. Again, Mark steps in. Surely this is the occasion. Bondor, again, down the right-hand side this time. Gets the cross in, and we get a winning goal from Izvikov. At least I hope it's a winning goal in the 92nd minute with still another minute and a half to play. That's a really good sweeping move. Eventually, we figured out how to actually keep the ball. Because for a while there, we just kept giving it away. But that's a good cross in from Bondor. And it's Izvikov, one of the other substitutes that came on this left-hand side, came in late and put the ball in the back of the net. And the time has come and gone. And breathe. We finally figured them out in the dying seconds of the game. It was far, far harder than maybe it should have been. We had 15 shots at goal. We only put 6 on target, and that's where we need to improve. I'm quite exhausted after that, but eventually we won. What a difference a couple of matches can make. We've played our 15th match now. Most teams around us haven't done that yet. But now we're up to 11th position, and all of a sudden it feels like we're moving in the right direction. 19 points from 15 matches. Do you remember in the first season specifically in the Premier League, we talked about getting as many points as there are games because that will see us safe. And that is still the thing that we need to try and do first off. We need to get to 38, 40 points. And once we do that, we can then begin to think about what we can do to move forward. So we're halfway there pretty much now in terms of the points, and we're ahead of schedule on that front. It's now just about, can we keep the momentum going? Those run of fixtures are good, remember, so we'll see whether we can potentially keep that going. If we go into the news feed, a couple of interesting things. 5 matches unbeaten now, 2 draws in there against Arsenal and Man City, remember. So that's not a bad run of form at all. Happy with that. And Dudita has picked up a little bit of a knock, 3 to 5 days. He'll be fine. But let's go back into the schedule page and look at that run of fixtures coming up, because we're going to play the last of those from the at the end of the calendar year. Southampton, just before we go into the January transfer window, I will come back and play Southampton in the next episode, and I'll update you on these 3 fixtures that hopefully can start a really good run of form leading into more tricky fixtures in January. The likes of Leicester, Tottenham, Liverpool, Man United all played in January. So we need this run of fixtures here to properly propel us forward into that. So come and join me for that Southampton match, and we will see at home if we can continue some good form. But we need to continue it before then to get to that point. Newcastle, Brighton, Leeds, we're coming for you. Are you ready for the mighty Truro City? Who knows? But thank you for joining me today. Really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Join my United City community. The more the merrier. Click that like button on this particular episode. That will help me get seen by lots more people. Until next time, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.